Hello everyone, I bring you, and PopCap brings you Plants vs. Zombies 2, The Experience. Yeah, I'm pretty much just going to be explaining my experience with PvZ2. First plant, we get Pea Shooter. Someone has to be that guy. Someone has to do the job that nobody else wants to do. Next off, Sunflower. That one plant you will always bring, and then will just immediately forget because you found a better version of it. Alright, next up is... Alright. Let's be honest here, do we really care about the first 5 intro levels? Alright, so on the 5th day, on the last wave, a zombie gives us hot sauce. I won't question it, but yeah. And this is Crazy Dave. And he apparently wants our hot sauce, which is fine. It's not like I was gonna use it for anything anyways. Although you've been holding it since forever. How long is forever exactly? Which he ate, and it was apparently so good that he decided to go back in time in order to eat it again. You heard me right. He didn't just like go to his kitchen and make another one. He went back in time to eat the same exact taco. So when we used time travel, we somehow landed in ancient Egypt. I won't question it, even though we were apparently supposed to be in America. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to point out, there's this guy called Dr. Zomboss. He is trying to stop Crazy Dave from destroying the time stream continuum by stopping him from getting his taco. So yeah, we are considered the bad guys in this. Alright, so back onto ancient Egypt, we get introduced to one of the best gimmicks ever, plant food. So after finishing the first level, we get introduced into something very interesting, power-ups. That's right, we have the ability to cast spells. We are now in Hogwarts. Day 4 is our first look into conveyor belt levels, and we get introduced into Bloomerang in this. I'm gonna be honest with you, you will probably never use this guy outside of ancient Egypt. Ever. Which is really funny considering that the next plant we get introduced to is one of the most broken plants ever. Iceberg lettuce. This little guy can freeze anything. Even this gargantua is completely helpless against this plant. Day 10, we get introduced into Gravebuster, which is definitely one of the most niche plants in the entire game, no questions asked. Day 13 is where we get introduced to, I believe, actual conditions in a regular level, and this is where we also unlock one of my favorite plants, Bok Choy. Day 15, another win condition, endangered plants. I'm gonna be honest with you, they are probably one of the most easy win conditions to deal with. You can still plant food the endangered plants, you can mix them up in your lineup, you just have to make sure that they are alive. Day 17, never have more than 14 plants. These never have more than insert number of plants, can get really annoying in later levels. Also, this is kind of the reason why I love Bok Choy. Day 18, last stands, you just choose 2 plants to be your defense, and that's really it. You may want to put down a line of walnuts or some kind of defense, but that's only if you have enough sun. Otherwise, you just stick with the 2 plants and move on with your life. After beating day 19, we unlock Repeater, and I'm pretty sure this is the last time you will see me ever play Pea Shooter. Day 21, we get to see the influence of PvZ3 coming fruition through PvZ2, and PvZ3 is a rabbit hole I do not want to go down. And on day 25, Zomboss gives us a message. Hey, could you just stop messing with the time stream continuum? It's kinda important. But let's be honest here.
We do not care.
So we beat the ever-loving life out of him and his technology. That was a lot easier than I expected it to be. Now move on to Pirate Seas. Pirate Seas. I thought we were trying to get back to your home and get your taco. After day 1, you get Colonel Polt. He will probably be your main guy throughout this entire world, which is kinda nice considering we have these pigeon carrying things right there. After beating day 3, you get Snapdragon, whose breath is so bad it somehow becomes fire. You know, then again, who am I to talk? After day 6, you will unlock Spikeweed, and you won't really use this guy because A, he is there if you have way too much sun, or B, you use him to pop these guys. And me personally, I believe that these guys exist just purely to validate Spikeweed's existence. Day 8, Gargantua level. It was a piece of piss. After day 9, you get Spring Beam. You will only use this guy in Pirate Seas, no questions asked. But kinda like with Bloomerang, after Spring Beam, you get Coconut Cannon, which is probably one of the coolest plants in the entire game. I mean, it's a cannon. What more would you want? Day 12 makes us play a minigame with Coconut Cannon. Need I say more? On day 13, we have to produce at least 2,000 sun, which with Twin Sunflower, it's just... Moving on. Day 14 did kind of give me some struggle at the end, and we unlocked 3-peater. After beating day 18, we get Spike Rock, which is just the better spike weed. It just costs a little bit more. Day 19, something weird happened. I was able to somehow unlock Cherry Bomb. Don't know why. Just thought I'd throw that out there. I can unlock this. Day 22, something about this level felt a little bit off, you know. It felt kind of easy, but I felt like it felt like it could have been more difficult. After day 24, that is when we officially unlocked Cherry Bomb, and now we can actually use it. We officially and actually unlocked Cherry Bomb. Oh, it's Dr. Zomboss. What does he have to say? You've already messed with the time stream continuum enough. Can you stop? We obviously do not care what he has to say, so we decide to destroy him and his boat. We now unlock the Wild West. We're back in America finally. Except in a different time period. And in the Wild West, we have this new gimmick called minecarts. Oh yeah, I unlocked Torchwood when I somehow unlocked Cherry Bomb. Anyways, after being this level, you get Split Pea, which is used to deal with these guys. Oh yeah, I bought Code Snapdragon because I was getting really sick of the ads. It takes like 30 minutes to beat a level in game if you speed it up, and add every 3 minutes. Anyways, on day 4, we get introduced into this type of level, which I don't know what to say about it. I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's just meh for me. Although you do have to do quite a bit of micromanaging in this type of level. Also, after this level, you get Chili Bean, which is by far one of the best plants in the entire game. It is like up there with the iceberg lettuce. Day 6 is a micromanagement last stand level, but we at the very least unlock Peapod from this. And Peapod kinda feels like this game's version of trying to balance a Gatling Pea for making him 500 sun. And also you have to invest in him. Day 8 is where I suffered my first loss via Piano Bastard over there. And I also kind of just rage quit the level. After day 9, we unlock Lightning Greed, which is a little bit weird. You kind of have to spam him in order for it to be really good, which means you need a whole lot of sun in order for him to actually work out. Also, if you have multiple of them, he can get really loud. Day 12, we get this minecart scrolling level again, and after beating it, we get Melonpold, which I assume we all know how he works. After day 16, we get Penny's Pursuit, which I actually want to know, does anyone genuinely play this? I don't know where the footage for getting Tawna is, but just know I unlocked him. Day 19 required next level micromanaging. I cannot describe how micromanaged I had to be with this. After day 24, we unlock Wintermelon, which is really funny considering that the next level we have to fight Zomboss. Alright Dave, listen. Ancient Egypt and the exploration times, fine, whatever. This is the country that you live in. Why are you doing this? But we do not care about his questions, and we absolutely demolish him. Next up, we got the Ice Age. Judging by just the look of this world, I'm pretty sure you can tell what kind of gimmick is in this world. And if I remember correctly, this setup is pretty much my entire setup throughout the entire world, because I just do not want to deal with the ice gimmicks. Oh yeah, and we unlocked Hot Potato. You don't really need this plant if you're gonna use fire type plants. Day 3, we get introduced into Hurricane. We also get introduced into another gimmick of this world, whatever these pressure plates are called. Day 5 is the level that introduces us to Pepperpult, and day 6 is the level that gives us Pepperpult. Pepperpult is the plant that kind of introduces how fire type plants and this world's gimmick kind of interact. So long story short, he's a jobber plant. Day 10 lets us use Shard Guard in this conveyor belt level, and day 11 is when we unlock Shard Guard, because the game can't just tease us once, they have to tease us twice. Day 16, Gargantuar level, as always, and Shard Guard was the MVP in this level. Day 17 was really interesting, considering they give us Fume Shroom, and we don't even unlock Fume Shroom until like 2 worlds later. And in day 18, they give us Citrons. Yep, I can see where this world originally was placed. After day 19, we unlock Stunyon, which is literally just a worse version of Chili Bean. Day 21 lets us use Fire Pea and Magnet Shrooms. Day 22, for some reason, introduces us to Guacadile. Fucking no, I don't even know anymore. PopCap, of course, has to tease us a third time with Rhodobega in this world by making us use it in a conveyor belt level and then just giving it to us in a PvZ 2.5 level. Also, for some reason, this level gave us Sunshine. 4 days later, Zomboss has something to say. I get it, you want your taco to be fresh, but why would it be in the Ice Age out of all places? I don't know, maybe you should ask why your woolly mammoth is dead. Lost City. Here comes the jungle. This world's main gimmick? Tiles. Mainly these golden ones. What these golden tiles do is that if you place a plant on them, they spew out sun, like a sunflower. If the sunflower design wasn't a clue within itself. Also, we get introduced into Red Stinger, which is literally a repeater if it was a scaredy shrew. Day 3, we get introduced into Lava Guava, which is just... yeah. He's got some anger management issues. Day 4, we get introduced into the Shovel Zombie, which blocks any and all straightforward projectiles, which means Red Stinger is completely useless. We're 2 levels in, and we've already met a zombie that counters the first plant we got. Oh, don't worry, we found this plant's version of a lobber plant. The I shit you not, AKEE. That's literally its name. And of course, they give us a zombie not even 1 level later that just completely counters all lobbing plants. And then 1 level later, they just give us Puffstring for some reason. Day 9, they give us the Enduring to test out, but for some reason, I don't have the footage of me unlocking it. And from here on out, you will see their Gargantuas appearing further than the halfway mark. Day 18, we get Stalia, which is just an iceberg lettuce that doesn't stop anything, but slows everything down in a 3x3 radius. And I think there could be a debate on which one is actually better. However, there's no debate on if Toadstool is better than Chomper. It clearly is. Remember when I said that tiles are the gimmicks of this world? You've only seen one. Now we're gonna take a look at the other 2.
Nice car.
Wait, where's the... oh yeah, that's right. The board one was way too broken that I didn't even consider using the fire one. Day 25 was a really interesting one. And you expect me to be able to use Sunflower and Golden Leaf to use all these guys? What Gold Leaf does is that it creates the little golden tiles that you see. So after being day 31, which is a PvZ 3 level, I don't know why they expected us to know how Magnifying Glass's ability works when it appears in the world after Lost City. Why would you think your taco would be here? You know what? This guy does make a compelling argument. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna destroy him and his contraptions. Of course I am. Oh, and this is what happens when the fire plates are activated. We're now in the far future, which kind of confuses me, considering we're trying to travel back in time for a taco that's already been eaten. After all, I haven't eaten 4,000 years. Can you get fuck off, man? Oh yes, my favorite mechanic out of this entire game. Sharing plant food. I think you can tell why this was many people's favorite worlds, and especially mine. Not to mention the plants here were completely busted. First plant is a laser beam. This guy goes when given plant food. Next up is Blover, who just blows zombies that are in the air away. I really don't know what else to say besides that. Although, funnily enough, I don't think I actually used Blover until I unlocked like the next 2 plants. Next up is Citron. This guy fires a key blast at zombies. Hey look, I'm gonna use Blover. Day 9 is when we unlock EM Peach. This guy does what his name implies. He's an EMP. Day 13 is when we unlock Infinite. Don't know why they didn't just call it Infinity Nut. Infinite. Moving on, we now get introduced into how one uses Magnifying Glass. AKA, you click on it, it uses 50 sun. We also unlock him after this level. Day 20, we have to survive and protect Starfruit. And my personal opinion on Starfruit is that it is a weirder version of Split Pea. Oh, but it can shoot in 5 different directions. What about that?
We do not care.
Dr. Octagonopus!
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the gargantuars can now shoot lasers out of their eyes. Day 24, we unlock Taro Turnip. Just in time for Zomboss. Did your plants like what they saw? They probably had PTSD from that encounter. But do you like this encounter? Probably not. The Dark Ages! I don't know why we're going back to the Dark Ages. Penny would be considered forbidden knowledge at best. But nonetheless, the first plant we get is Sunshroom. I'm pretty sure we all know how Sunshroom works. Even though Puffshroom got nerfed in this game, it's still free, it still attacks. I would still consider it one of the best plants in the entire game. Hypnoshroom. Your plant food makes the zombies go. Oh, and thanks for helping me unlock Fumeshroom Hypno. Court Jesters. This guy's very infamous in this game. He's like the shovel zombie, but instead of blocking projectiles, he will just throw them right back at you. Oh yeah, this goes for lobbing plants as well. After day 6, we get Sunbeam. This guy smites a zombie when plant fooded. Day 9, we got these potion gimmicks, which enhances the zombies. They still get one-shot by Chili Bean. Gargantuar level, Wizards, they're annoying as shit. They just turn your plants into sheep. Wizros, we need her. Day 13, we get introduced into Peanut, which is just moving on. After day 15, we get Magnishroom, which is just in time because we have to deal with the King. This guy can create knights out of any normal zombie. This includes bucket heads and cone heads. And if you do not know somehow, knights have more durability than bucket heads. I'm pretty sure. Day 20, we encounter Zomboss yet again. Okay, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Why would you go back to the Dark Ages at all? How the hell did he take control of a dragon? Wait, no, it was a fake. Alright, on to Neon Mixtape Tour. Can I just say, this world has probably one of the coolest gimmicks out there. And I would jam out to the music if it weren't for the fact that I'm trying not to die. Oh yeah, if you listen to the music really carefully, you may be able to hear some party times from Garden Warfare 2. Woo! Even the reward music, it's wow. Thought I'd just show that to you. You know, this world's music's pretty damn awesome. Anyways, we unlocked Fat Beats, and this guy's main attack is Body Slam. Day 3, we get introduced into Cactus. She is a whole lot better in this game than in the first game. And when approached close enough, she will turn into a Spikeweed. After day 5, we get Celery Stalker, which just gives zombies back shots. Yep, day 7 is when I realized that using the plants that were given to you in this world actually makes the world easier. After day 9, we unlock Time Warp, and on day 10, we get to use Time Warp. It is, by definition, the most broken plant in the entire game. I struggled so much with day 13 that I decided to look up how to beat it. Gargantuar level, that was, No, bullshit, man. Okay, hold up, this guy right here. Wait, hold the fuck up, hold up, wait, hold on. Body slam. Okay, that wasn't actually that bad, or as bad as I originally thought it would be. Day 17 is when we unlock the food that kills vampires, which I guess means that zombies are vampires, considering that they take one bite of this guy and they move out of the way. Day 19, we get introduced into Electric Blueberry, and they can one-shot anything, including this Gargantuar. Day 21 was such a bitch that I decided to bust out the plant food pay to win. And thanks to the pay to win, we got Spore Shroom. This guy replicates itself when he kills a zombie. After day 26, we get Intensive Carrot, which just revives a dead plant. And when I say dead, I mean eaten, so you can't just bring back Cherry Bomb. Day 31 was a little bit interesting. Blueberry was not paying attention in the slightest. Come on, go after Gargantuar, please! Are you shitting me? He's right there! Go after him! Not that one! But we made it through in the end. Hey, wait a second, are you supposed to talk to us? What? Alright then, I guess we're getting to the fight already. Alright, so if you're interested on why he has 5 health bars, it's because each health bar is given a song from this world, and that's why he has 5. He also looks very, very different in each song, which I actually kinda like. Anyways, after destroying his concert, we now get to move on to Jurassic Marsh. Yes, I genuinely had to do that. Anyways, the first plant we get to look at is Primal Pea Shooter. He either stops or pushes zombies back with his peas. That's kinda it. If I remember correctly, you kick the zombies towards us. Yeah, we have dinosaurs in this. What do you expect? We like to call this one Vaughn. Vaughn just kicks zombies towards us. That's literally it. Also, did you know we can't kill these guys? We are stuck with them until they piss off. Say hello to the cherry bomb that does more. Grape shot. After day 4, we get Primal Walnut, which could arguably be the best defensive plant in the entire game. On day 6, we get introduced to a new dinosaur. Interestingly enough, even though he's a herbivore, he doesn't eat your plants. We just call him Steven. Steven launches zombies into different lanes. Day 8, we get Perfume Shrew, also known as Ambergris. She is Hypnoshroom, but for the dinosaurs. We also unlock her after this level. Day 9, we get introduced to a new dinosaur. We call her Terra, with a capital P. What Terra does is that she brings zombies to the backside of your lane. And I needed a whole lot more perfume on the Gargantua level. Day 17 is when we get to use and unlock Primal Sunflower. Yep, we are on 4 sun producers and we still have 1 more to go. Day 18, we get introduced to another dinosaur. I like to call him Doge, because he acts like a dog. He's even wagging his tail for crying out loud. Day 19 is when we are supposed to be formally introduced into Cold Snapdragon, but you know, pay to win and all. Day 23 introduces us into Primal Potato Mine, which is just if Potato Mine had a cherry bomb splash radius. Day 25 we get introduced into a new dinosaur yet again. I like to call this guy Cannonball. That's why I call him that. Finally, after a week's worth of gimmick levels, we get to fight Zomboss. Ooga booga, I am done with this. We're done. When I say we're done. Even with dinosaurs, you cannot defeat me. But you know what that means. I detected an incoming meteor, user Dave. You and I both. But I think we're thinking of different meteors. Big wave bitch. Can I just say, I fucking love the soundtrack in this one. I think it's better than Neon Mixtape Tour. But moving on, we get introduced into Lily Pad on the first day, which is just a plant that lets you plant things on it. This is pretty much the requirement plant for this entire world, because this is a beach. It has tides. Day 3, we get introduced into Chomper, which is just, like I said, a worse version of Toadstool. The only good thing about this plant is that it can insta-kill 2 zombies, but you have to wait for it to swallow the second one. Day 5, we get introduced into Tango Kelp. This guy will kill any zombie in the water. We also unlock him after day 6. Of course, PopCap keeps on teasing us with these plants. And also on day 7, I remember that pulp plants can hit snorkel zombies. I completely forgot that that was a thing until I brought in Pepper Pulp. Day 8 is when we get introduced into this game's version of Walnut Bowling. Day 10 is when we get introduced into the plant version of this, Bowling Bulb. That's literally its name. Day 11 is when we unlock Bowling Bulb. And for some reason, that just works. Day 15 was a little bit of a struggle, but we got there in the end with our future plants. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, our future plants just make this world so much easier. I don't know, Gargantua level in this world didn't really feel that hard. Besides the last part, as you can see right here. All I will say right now is that it wasn't really that hard. We've just beaten level 16, halfway mark. I assume the bullshit's about to happen when I click level 17 and onwards. Here comes Octodad. What Octodad does is that he throws little octolings at your plants. And to get the plants back, you have to destroy the octolings. Day 18, we get introduced into Guacodile. She shoots seeds. She can also go in the water, but she doesn't really do anything. Also, when a zombie gets too close, she kind of runs away from home. Also, day 19 is when we unlock her. Day 21 is when we get introduced into Homing Thistle, this game's version of Cattail. Day 22 is when we meet another zombie that I absolutely despise. Say hello to the fisherman. This bastard will try to fish your plants to the bottom of the ocean unless you have infinite plant food activated. Anyways, on day 23, we get introduced into Banana Launcher, which is kind of like this game's version of Cop Cannon. And finally, after 4 days, we finally unlock Banana Bomb. Add a 1 to that 4, and that's how many days we need to get there to fight Zomboss. I can't keep on letting you get away with this! You're not you when you're mad. Have a Tango Kelp. I actually don't think he was that hard. We finally move on to modern day. Main gimmick of this world? Time rifts. Anyways, after this day, we get Moonflower, which you will never use unless you're using shadow plants. I mean, to be fair, she is a shadow plant, so she can kind of buff herself. Day 3 is when we get introduced into Shrinking Violet. She can shrink any zombie in a 3x3 radius. After day 4, we get introduced into Nightshade, which I swear down is a name of a drug. Day 8 is when we get to play Bejeweled, which honestly, PopCap, based. Throughout this entire world, you will never see me use Blower because I forgot that Blower can blow away the balloon zombies. Day 10 is when we unlock Shadow Shroom, which poisons zombies, no matter if you're wearing armor or not. Oh yeah, the dinosaurs are back. What, you thought you seen the last of them? Day 13 is another based level. Gargantua level can be a little bit hectic. But on day 17, we get to use and unlock Duscloper, which is actually kind of broken, as long as you have like 15 of them. Day 19 is when we get introduced into Escape Route, which just switches itself with a different plant. And I could see some interesting combos with that, although it's very situational. Also, when approached up closely, it will turn into an explosive plant. Day 22 is the last base level you will see in this game. On day 23, we get to use and unlock Grimrose. This plant will literally drag zombies to the Shadow Realm. And that's the final unlockable plant, besides the premium ones. Sorry, my mistake. Day 27 is actually the last base level you will see in this game. 4 days later, we get the Zomboss Marathon. Here we are, the final boss. Or... he was just brushing his teeth. I was about to say, here we are at the final boss. Or boss levels. Okay, so of course, while editing the entire fucking video, the recording of the boss fights aren't there, and my mic wasn't fucking recording. So you're just gonna have to trust my word that I actually kicked his ass. But what now, you may ask? I have just completely speedran Plants vs. Zombies 2. Well, that's where this comes in. I'll see you guys next video. Also, please like and subscribe. This video took way too long.